You'll love our nuggets. Delicioso queso.
Tiernito y jugoso.
Combinación de jalapeños cortaditos.
Oh, my new bigger, crispier, unique.
Fast food in America is popular for many reasons, but the main one, convenience. So much so that it can be a social activity, whether it is McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Popeyes, Little Caesars, groups of people enjoy eating out.
South of the border delights, and in many cases made with lard and high-fat cheeses, over the lips and straight to the hips.
Oftentimes, Black and Hispanic Latino communities are shamed for high obesity rates associated with the consumption of fast food. This portrays the communities as diseased without acknowledging the significance behind the diets people create.
How do you guys feel about getting kids pumped up and excited about eating healthy
Oh, well,
foods?
it's wonderful. Emma loves healthy foods.
American notions of health have been ingrained in us. School lunches are meant to reflect these standards as well. Even fast food companies with large American audiences have made it their goal to promote health. And who am I to say this is healthy or not? But similarly, who is anyone to define health? Ideas about what's healthy vary from person to person and culture to culture. In a 2015 study, Rebecca Davey and other researchers found that Latino youth are exposed to fast food media more often than other youth, making it especially significant to understand the way fast food media may contribute to the types of food these children grow up to eat. Fast food media may play a role in food socialization, which is the process of learning to consume different kinds of foods through social processes. And social processes can range from eating with family, friends, watching TV together, socializing online. I argue that exposure to fast food ads is crucial for food socialization, and that marketers make use of culture and cultural identity to directly target the Latino community more than they would to target the general American audience. For example, when viewing these Hot Pocket ads side to side, we can see the similarities in the terms of the formula used to promote the Hot Pocket. It's almost the same exact ad with a few key differences. While the English ad shows a party scene with a DJ, dancing, and music, the Spanish ad shows a traditional Latino birthday party scene. The piñata itself is used to directly index the Latino culture, and the smashing of the piñata is a replica of the stereotypes typically used to characterize the Latino culture. Let's take a look at this next one.
Yo no me conformo con una sola cosa. Por eso me gusta la nueva jalapeño Dove. Yo la siento americana, pero con un kick que se siente latino, como yo.
Prueba la nueva jalapeño double de McDonald's y descubre su combinación de jalapeños cortaditos y otros crunchy. La nueva hamburguesa que llegó al $1 Menu and More por tan solo $2 por ahora. Nueva jalapeño double, doblemente unique.
Hold on, let's run that back a little bit. In the first 5 seconds, he refers to the cheeseburger using Spanglish, a mix of English and Spanish, where jalapeño is pronounced with a Spanish accent, but rather than saying hamburguesa de queso or cheeseburger in Spanish, he says it in English. This sets up a premise for the rest of the ad. Here, he claims the cheeseburger is just like him, spicy and American. Again, stereotypes of Latinos are used to index the cheeseburger as something that a member of the Latino community can and should consume. And if you notice in the background, you can see both American and Latino versions of the man's interests all merging in the center. This is meant to visually signify that he, like the burger, is a blend of American and Latino cultural identities. As consumers, people generally want to see something that they can connect to, so the fact that ads are tailored to the audiences they are meant to target is common sense. However, when the strategies used to target these audiences are a repetition of stereotypes used to characterize Latino people, this becomes an issue. Anthropologists like Shalini Shankar have explored the notion of diversity as a marketing tactic in Asian American advertising. Shankar conducted an in-depth ethnographic study of the Asian American consumer market, diving deep into the way marketers aim to reach this specific group of people. She speaks to various marketing managers and observes how they perform their work, the decisions they make in advertising, and why. Her main conclusion follows that diversity is a business strategy used to lure in consumers. The representation of Asian Americans in advertising was not a way to cater to Asian American people to allow them to feel seen and connected to products, but a way to use their Asian American identity to urge them to align with whatever products were being advertised. This concept can also be applied here. Shankar and other scholars argue that the concept of diversity and multiculturalism are used to create the illusion of inclusion in marketing. This kind of performative inclusion can have serious implications as consumers begin to align with brands and products they believe reflect who they are. So again, why does this all matter? If advertising is meant to convince consumers to purchase specific products, why is it a big deal if it works? Why is it a big deal we feel connected to these products? It's important to think critically about using culture, specifically in fast food media, to encourage the way people eat. To companies and marketers, people are often just seen as consumers, spenders, a dollar sign. It begs the question, when marketing to the Latino community, is cultural identity used to allow people to have access to products that make them feel seen, to have access to products that are actually in line with their cultural identity? Or is Latino culture something marketers know they can use to turn Latino people into their loyal consumers? And although this research does not answer that specific question, I do hope and honestly believe that understanding the differences in the way Latino audiences and American audiences are targeted is a step in the right direction.